Yes, we are back. Yeah. And it is good to be back in a place where Dallas Mavs fans congregate. Yeah, where we collect. This is a safe space for Dallas Mavs fans. And if you're a Clippers fan, be warned. But all on a good note. Man, it is glad to be in here with y'all today. Whether you're watching on your tablets, your phone, wherever, on whatever. Thanks for being in the place where we lock in. I'm Lock, the host of Lockbox ENT. Let's hit you with the roll call. Lockbox Nation, we alive and on your station. And shout out to the subs who always show love. Let's lock in.
Pretty rough and tumble out there. I'm good. It's a basketball game. Not too serious. I mean, there's a lot of physicality out there, but we prepare for this. We go all year long working on our body so that we can be mentally and physically prepared for this right now.
Jason was mentioning after game two that obviously you guys collectively noticed that there were fewer whistles the last maybe 6 or 8 weeks of the regular season. Did you notice, how quickly did you notice that as a player? And then have you guys kind of embraced that as a team as far as like your identity?
You talking about the physicality during the regular season?
Yeah.
Towards the end? I mean, yeah, I definitely did kind of pride with that, me, a little bit, because I was getting a little bit more physical and ready for the playoff games. And, I mean, for me, I feel like it helps my game a lot. I get to be body on and put my hands on players. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Make it a physical game, up the game up a little bit.
You were able to start the game yesterday more intensity, had a putback dunk, the first points, had a block towards the end of the first quarter. Just what did you see that was working for you in that second game versus the first?
I feel like the first game I wasn't as aggressive. I feel like I was a little timid. Even on ball, defensively, I feel like I was just a little reserved. So game two, I just made sure I stepped it up a little bit. Whenever somebody was picking up full court, whenever my man's picking up full court, I was picking him up. I was up there with him. Just trying to make the game, make it a nasty game. That's what I like.
What's that like for you, Derek, when you got those high caliber players like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and Westbrook and Harden that you got to defend?
I mean, a great Hall of Fame, but future Hall of Famers. Got locked into their tendencies, know what they like to do. I mean, they've been playing the game a long time. I've been watching them since before I was in the league. And ever since I got to the league, I've always been watching their game. And it's a great opportunity to go out there and play against them. Like I said before, they're human. They're man just like me. They put their pants on leg at a time just like me. So I fear no man. I go out there and I have fear. I have no fear in my heart for no one.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but which one is more difficult to guard?
For me, none. Honestly, it's not that they're difficult to guard. It's just they just do different things. One like to get to the mid range a little bit more. One like to get to the basket more. So.
Derek, I know consistency is important, but is there anything that you do differently comparing to when you're regular season game versus playoffs?
Nah, I mean, for me, everything's the same. I stay locked in. I go through my routine.
Pretty rough and tumble out there.
I'm good.
Talk about the bravado. Yeah. I know we thought we had PJ the enforcer. We got DJJ the inspector, and he's doing some masterful thing. Yeah, clamping up Paul George, whoever you put on him within a certain weight, my boy can handle it. He has a very long wingspan, no Diddy. He's affecting everything. But let's get into Daniel Gafford. Matter of fact, I can't even say it. Yeah, we got Daniel Gafford, who had a great showing in Friday's game. He was a force in the paint, blocking shots, being able to be that backline defense that the Dallas Mavericks need. It was good to see him out there. I didn't give up on Gav. Keep the faith. That's all I said. But Derek Lively gave you some promising minutes off the bench, grabbing rebounds, alley-oops. The Clippers definitely were getting frustrated. Zoo didn't know what to do. Stay on Luka, go to D-Live. Either way it go, it was a basket. Yeah. Dallas Mavs fans, I say.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
But don't listen to me. I got some actual people.
Crowd, and she's like, "Daddy, there's a bear on the TV." I'm like, "What?" Looking at the TV, and it's Luka screaming, and the dude, like, man, that step back is. We talk about the most unguardable shots in NBA history, Vinny. We talk about the skyhook with Kareem. We got to talk about Luka Doncic's step back because when we look at the numbers, okay, Vinny, Luka Doncic, that dagger against James Harden, it's his own shot, but Luka Doncic has 201 made step back 3-pointers this season according to Second Spectrum data. 201. The next highest in the NBA is Steph Curry at 86. So
he lapped in the field.
Lap in the field. If you added up Steph Curry, James Harden, and LeBron James' made step back 3-pointers, it would still pale in comparison to Luka Doncic on that one shot. So he's kind of like the new dog learning the older dog's tricks with James Harden, with the D-cells, with the step back threes. Like that's all James Harden stuff. And now he's doing it in his face at the Clippers. And it's just, what are you gonna do?
Pray. Because I think the Mavericks kind of have this formula where, I don't know if you see it like I see it, when they picked up PJ Washington, they picked up Daniel Gafford. These are not like household names. And they came from losing teams, so you weren't sure exactly what type of habits they had. They've come in and given this team a defensive identity, or an enhanced defensive identity. Daniel Gafford didn't even play a lot last night, like with the ankle, his back injury. Tim Hardaway hit the ankle. But just from the end of the regular season, or at that point in March where the game started getting called a little bit different, and you add in a guy like PJ Washington, who does not mind getting in your face, does not mind mixing it up, and he hit shots last night. Like he hit 10 of his 18 in the fourth quarter. That was clearly going to be the game plan from Ty Lue, which was basically, I don't respect you guys. The Derrick Joneses, the PJ Washingtons, the Tim Hardaways, the Dante Exums, we don't respect you. We're going to sell out on Luka and Kyrie. We're going to make this as ugly as you want to make it, and we're going to make you guys make shots. The problem is, Dallas like playing just as ugly as the Clippers like playing. And
Do they believe in the Dallas Mavericks now? Do they believe in PJ, DJ the Inspector, Daniel Gafford, the landlord, who was collecting rent? The Dallas Mavericks combined for a total of 11 steals and blocks. Defense wins championships. Offense, yeah, we need to put the ball in the basket. But it's all about what goes into yours, the one you're protecting. The Dallas Mavericks have been able to hold the Clippers under 100 points for 3 games. Their efficient is high power. They have a lot of chefs in the kitchen. And anybody knows when you're cooking something, you got one lead chef and maybe a co. They have 3 actual culinary chefs in one kitchen. Nothing's ever going to taste the same. They're just sending out food and people are like, what's that? The Dallas Mavericks are back like a heart attack, and we're handling business. But let's get into the box score. All right, so we got the box score up right here. All right, we got PJ Washington, 34 minutes, 10 points. Derrick Jones Jr., 27 minutes, 11 points. My boy hit a step back. They didn't respect him, so he stepped back on him. Hit him with the... Then we got Luka Doncic, 40 minutes was the total, the main number of minutes for the Dallas Mavericks last night. He had 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 assist shy of a triple-double. Then we got Kyrie Irving, 37 minutes, 21 points. Josh Green, hustle plays. If there was a hustling award, yeah, Rick Ross will give it to Josh Green himself. Then we got Maxi Kleber, made 1 3, but it was a clutch 3. I'll take it, but his defense was on a whole nother level. That boy transformed on him. Like I say, he scratched them boys up. Derek Lively came in, gave us some impactful minutes off the bench with 15 minutes, 13 points, 2 rebounds. So that means he was doing his thing. Then we got Dante Exum was out there getting a little bit of cardio. Jaden Hardy got him a little burn, 1 free throw. Dwight Powell got in there, got 2 points. AJ Lawson got a oop. Shout out AJ, running that floor like a mad man. Then we got Paul George, 30 minutes, 7 points. That's because DJJ, the inspector, was on him. He was inspecting that boy all night. Yeah, bring that back here, Kawhi. He was inspecting you too. Then we got Zubac. Zubac, it is what it is. That's all we can say about Zubac. We just gonna make you work for every point. James Harden had 44 minutes. Oh, he played the bulk load of the minutes for the Clippers. Had 21 points. We'll take it. As long as we got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard shooting like they were shooting. DJJ and PJ was putting them boys in lockup last night. Clink, clink. The cell doors were shutting. T-Man, 2 points, 23 minutes, was much a non-factor in this game. Norman Powell, 21 points. We need to get that boy to 10. Russell Westbrook crashed out. What happened? You want to know what happened? PJ Washington. PJ Washington has got the Dallas Mavericks fans in an uproar on a good side. Is this cap or fact? Cap or fact? PJ Washington is on the path to Dallas court hero status after iconic pose and some superstar perspective service in the playoff win. Always gotta protect 77 at all costs. Is that fact or cap? Drop it in the chat. Because this is all I remember. Yeah. What's the story on this? Terrence Mann told PJ stop looking at his bench. PJ say, I'm gonna keep looking at your bench. Your bench can't do nothing to me. People on the court can't even do nothing. Them boys was getting scratched up all night. And it is unfortunate. You can't lie. Watching the Clippers game and just the meltdown, you just kind of felt bad. Felt like you were picking on somebody. But this is the plan. The playoffs, we do not play no games. We scratch them boys up and do the bass drop on them. The Dallas Mavericks came in on full effect and we took care of business, completing or at least holding on the home court advantage. Let's get into the comments. It's a bit too early to call him a cult hero. 40 games isn't enough. Let's talk in 2 years again. If he keeps it up, yes, he will be. When was the last time we had an enforcer? When was the last time we had an enforcer? Yeah, cult leader is a stretch. So we gonna call Cap. A little bit of Cap. But we riding the wave though. Let's see. What else we got for y'all? Coming up into Sunday's game, it's looking like they might have to phase Kawhi Leonard out of the lineup. And it is unfortunate for us. Because we were able to do what we needed to do against Kawhi. Kawhi was in the game and he was not able to move the way he needed to move. We were pumping him. We were physical. We were physical with the whole team. Russell Westbrook was trying to punk Luka, but PJ wasn't having it. PJ wasn't. Look at the shades. Does that look like a man that plays? The only thing he tells people to do is
stop it.
Because they're not going to play no games with our team now that we got the people that we need on it. Yeah, we got the pieces. A lot of people thought I was talking spicy when I said the Dallas Mavericks are just a simply better built basketball team than the Clippers. You got 3 chefs. We got 2 chefs, but we got a co-chef. We got a chef that knows how to play the background and play the front. Not to mention, when Luka goes out the game and it's Kyrie, I'm more confident in the team. Not saying that I don't trust Luka, but I know Kyrie is going to make sure that every shot is the most efficient shot that we can get. Luka, we love you in Dallas, but you come down there and start throwing up them step backs, half court, and you're not even looking at the rim sometimes. Luka magic is real, but it's not Luka God magic. So within frame, Luka, help us out on some of this because we need you to be prepared because we're going to play a lot of good teams coming down the stretch and we're going to need them to be on his A game. Outside of that, I'm expecting him to have a breakout game on Sunday. He let me down. I said he was going to have a 40 ball this game, but he was unable to get to the 40 ball. The Dallas Mavericks are coming through in the clutch again. Something that we have known all from the beginning of the trade deadline with this team. They have been able to close with Kyrie being healthy for the first time in a long amount of time. The Dallas Mavericks are finally back, and we are doing what we need to do on both ends. But before I go, let's get into this last clip. Because Legs had some great things to say before the game, and you definitely need to hear it.
But let's just start with
the Clippers being stagnant, reintegrating Kawhi after he misses game one. And I want to make the point here. Dallas has been, I don't know if it was the last 18, last 19, whatever it is, one of, if not the best defensive teams. Number one over the last 20 games. 20 games. There you go. Over the last 20 games of the regular season, number one defense in the league. And the Clippers are a heavy, heavy ISO team, right? I believe them and Boston are the two most ISOs in the NBA. You brought up the word stagnant. And in some ways, is this a bad matchup in that regard? With the size Dallas has, the rim protection they have, is this potentially a bad matchup if they are going to play that way? And that's their identity. Is this a bad matchup?
Yeah, look, I think it's a very good point because I think this is the kind of team that Dallas would like to see, a team that does play that way. It's weird because you wouldn't think, based on their personnel, that those numbers would apply to the Dallas Mavericks. If I just threw out those metrics to you and said, what team is this? JJ, last 20 games, like you're not watching them and kind of seeing that they're improving. You wouldn't think that about them because first of all, Luka and Kyrie, like that's what we wanted at the beginning. Like a backcourt like that, going to be unbelievable offense. Like defensively, that's going to be a problem. And look at how good they've been. And this is exactly the kind of team that Dallas can defend well. That's why for me, even though Dallas didn't play well, I don't think particularly offensively, I think there's a better chance that their offense gets humming closer to their max level than the Clippers in this particular series.
I meant to side comment earlier when you said, it feels like Luka's going to have a breakthrough game. I'm like, well, history has shown us that he will.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Like, it's coming for sure. It's going to be 11 for 26, like, or something like that. That's not horrific,
right? But the high efficiency, the 38-point,
the clean looks on his threes. Like that's the thing. Like sometimes he'll go 4 for 14 from the three, and it's like, man, he had dudes hanging on him the entire time. I'm not feeling that way about the looks he's getting, and that's why I think it's a matter of time. And maybe it's just going to be as simple as getting home and getting into a comfortable arena, and he's going to bust out of that. Because I think there's 2 threes a half that he's left out there hanging. That just lets comes off his fingertips. You think like this is a shot he always makes. So I think that barrage is coming out of Luka.
2 points on Luka real quick. I want to reiterate what I said earlier this morning. 2 for 17. The Clippers were with Luka as the primary defender. 0 for 11 against Luka when he was the contesting defender, particularly in the fourth quarter. Right, just outstanding defense from him. Second point I want to make, and Richie, make a note here for our YouTube audience, if we can overlay maybe a screenshot or the GIF itself. But he had that 3 against Harden last night, and he turns to the crowd. Like Mike Breen asked me on the broadcast of the day, the disparity of a player. What's the biggest disparity you saw from one of your teammates, from who they were off the court to on the court? And it's like that's not the guy I played cards with on the plane. Like he's a monster. It's one of the coolest things about him. I think he is this playful guy. He finds such joy. It's one of the reasons. Like I have favorite teammates. I have favorite players. Like everybody else. Like every other fan. I try my best not to let that influence any bias. But it is one of the reasons I'm such a fan of his. Because he has that childlike joy at all times. And then there's a switch that flips, and he becomes this monster.
He's Stone Cold Killer, man. Listen, he's one of two, and I don't want to exclude LeBron because LeBron's still in this category, but LeBron is certainly much deeper in his career than these other 2 guys I'm about to mention. That you're so certain in every situation, but particularly when it absolutely has to be done, the ball is in the best hands it could possibly be in Jokic and Luka, right? Those are the 2 guys, and that's how you feel about him. He'll make.
Hey, chat, would y'all rather have the ball in Luka hand or Joker hands?
This is me, in the same way Jokic does in this way. He has the best athletes on the floor, Luka, in his grill. Closer than you and I sitting here right now. Dudes with long reaches, 7'2" wingspans, athletic, get off the floor, strong the whole bit. And I've never seen a guy handling a basketball or operating less effective than Luka Doncic is about anything that's put in front of him. It's the most fascinating thing about him. And you think he's not feeling the emotion that he lets out when he makes a shot like that, but it's right below the surface clearly. Because that ball wasn't even quite in the net. He was already turning, making that response. And, it's simmering in there. And the guy just fascinates me because what I've always said about him is if he ever lays it on the line, like for his team defensively, like really cares and gets into people, that's the breakthrough for him. Because everything else is there, and he's starting to do that now. Because the strength is there. The matchup is important for him. He's not going to be out there guarding electric ball handlers like on an island. Like who can? But you give him now certain matchups as a help defender, as a primary defender, man. He is more than adequate. He's doing his thing in addition to what he's doing on the other end.
When I watched them, those 20 games, when their sort of season turned around, they went from potentially a play-in team to solidified as a top 5 seed in a loaded Western Conference. Again, we talked about the defense. Those last 20 games, it was as engaged as I've ever seen them on the defensive end. And I mentioned that I did their Dallas-Miami game with 4 games to go in the regular season. I think Kyrie was phenomenal that game, and it's carried over to the playoffs. I want to ask you a specific question, which will lead us into the next series, and that's just on this game in particular, and we'll get to overall. Where would you sort of rank the physicality of last night's Dallas Clippers game on a scale of 1 to 10?
Scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably put that game at about a 7 or 8. I've been pretty amazed by how physical all these games are relative to when I just watched the regular season. Like, there's always an uptick. I think it's a more significant uptick than ever because of the way the games are officiated in the regular season. It's really incredible to me how physical it's become for ball handlers. That's it.
We got a physical team. Yeah. You heard DJJ. Do I got to play it one more time for you? Nah, it's too long. My boy liked to muck up the game. DJJ is not playing any games, and PJ play all the games. He wants smoke and then some. You don't want me to look at your bench? Tell your bench stop looking at me. Yeah, and they can't because I'm clamping them up. I'm clamping them up.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
We have an enforcer, power forward, and a center. It's a great thing to see. PJ, 3J, some nights, has been in his bag. The team finally had a decent game offensively. But defensively, we're still holding the Clippers to under 100 points. They need to put a lot of respect on these no names they say we have. Well, Clippers, you're making them household names as of now. Shout out, Rick. Let's see. Rich, I got you. I'm gonna find you something good.
Yeah, baby.
We got Rich in the building. Rich gonna pick Luka. I'll pick Luka over Yoke too, because I know Luka can officially play defense now. You know, I've been watching the national media, and the media says he can play defense. So I'm taking Luka. Facts. We going with the PJL, man. Everything works. We just have the pieces. So Clipper fans, don't get upset when we say Mavs in a certain amount of numbers. I already went on record saying 5 because I'm a gentleman. And I believe everything you do, you need to do it gently. At least in the start. We're going to start a new segment. It's going to be called Jason Kidd or Jason Mid. Depending on each game, how we do, we're going to give Jason Kidd or Jason Mid an award. And one of them, he's not going to like it. But that being said, man, I thank y'all for tapping in the channel. We'll be taking on the Clippers on Sunday, and it will be an early game. And now it'll be a lot earlier for the Clippers because they're Cali time. So normally they're going to be a few hours behind us. So they're going to be off their rhythm. We're not the best at early games. So I don't want to hear no Clippers fans saying that we play bad in early games because they're not the only ones. But I did hear they're a great road team. So tell them boys to line it up because we're just going to open the gate for them. But tell them be ready because there will be shots fired. Lockbox Nation, thank y'all for tapping into the channel. We're signing off your station. And once again, thanks for being in a place where we lock in.